Hey there, guys. Happy Sunday night. Sorry for taking a little longer than expected. I had to get everything situated, all the graphics and everything. So I'm here on social media, Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff to give you an idea of what is up ahead, what's coming down the pike, and what kind of weather we could expect for the first full week of April and Fiesta as well. So we'll break all that down coming up in just a little bit. So let me know if you have any questions. Ray said, washed both cars today, so bring on the rain. It's how it happens, right? I mean, anytime you wash the car, any day of the week, 1 or 2 days later, it happens. It rains, it storms, right? So, yeah, there is a chance at rain Monday night after about 10 p.m. And some could go severe, so we'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit. Rain Fiesta, let it rain out Fiesta. Pete, what? No, man. We want a good time at Fiesta. But yeah, we do need the rain. I mean, we're in drought. It's really bad. So any type of rain is welcomed. However, there's only one chance at rain. And then again, that's Monday night, Tuesday morning. For the rest of the week, for the beginning of April, it is clear. It's sunny, it's dry. It's going to be a nice start to the week. And says the SPC says slight chance of severe storms. Yeah, so yesterday, San Antonio was included in that slight chance, but as of the latest update from the SPC from earlier today, that threat has backed off slightly. Now, I mentioned that because the slight risk has moved farther north of Austin, and we're in that marginal risk now, that green shade. Now, we'll take a look at that coming up in just a little bit. But first today, 86, 59 was the morning low, 86 was the high temperature. Both those numbers are a little bit above average. 86 is about 8 degrees above normal. 78 is where we should be for early April. And our morning low is 59, which is about 3 degrees above the normal. But look at that, yeah, a really beautiful day. It was cooler than yesterday. For Saturday, we hit 92. Today, we hit 86, so a little bit cooler for your Sunday. And if you're sneezing, I went to the park earlier today and walked to my dog, Stormy, and we just noticed so much oak pollen on the ground. I don't know if you went out today and you saw your car or went out anywhere, but there's a lot of green, red, yellowish color pollens and allergens on the ground, and especially on cars falling from the oak trees. So if you notice anything like that today or yesterday, it's likely the oak. You can see it's heavy right now. It's at 640. Now keep in mind, that's actually down from yesterday. Yesterday's oak count was about 1,240, so it was really heavy yesterday, but it's coming down, and that's good, but keep in mind it's oak season through the end of April. It doesn't back off until then. Matter of fact, let me show you this graphic right here. If you're wondering when is oak season, when is mountain cedar season, when is anything, we have this right here. So oak season goes all the way through April, right there's oak. Pecan season, same thing, right? Hackberry season between now and April. After that, grass, and then mold goes all the way down until, mold is year-round. Pigweed is from August through about October, but right now we're in oak and hackberry season. Mountain cedar season has kind of come to a close. Yes, but the oak, oak. Let's all wash our cars so it'll rain. I know, right? It's kind of like a rain dance, right? Hopefully we get rain. A couple weeks ago we had some rain, but it wasn't a lot. And just like that, it's going to be similar to tomorrow night. But I do want to mention, if you're going to the river parade, if you're going to Fiesta, anything tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, you should be okay. The rain moves in probably after 11 p.m., after midnight, and then it clears up by Tuesday morning. So it's going to happen in the overnight when we're asleep. And again, we need rain. We're in a deficit. We are really lagging on rainfall. And you can see this is the 6 to 10 day outlook. We'll just briefly talk about this, but any rain that does move in the next week or so will be up in the north, and the driest of patterns will be out east. But again, we have that chance of rain Monday night. We'll talk about that coming up in just a bit. Fiesta's too expensive. Yeah, Pete, I get that. My Jeep has a nice shade of green on it. Yes, Adriana. So I noticed that too. I walked to my car and I just noticed like this yellow, brownish tint on my car, on the windshield, on the dash, and it's oak. It's just falling from the trees constantly at this point in time, at this point in the season, spring season, all of that. All those catkins, they call them catkins, And there's those little tassels on the oak trees that fall from the ground. They're brown. They fall to the ground and they just disperse oak pollen everywhere. So a lot of oak in the air right now. So here's a brief look at what to expect for this week. Monday, tomorrow, cloudy with some light rain in the morning, chance at severe storms late at night. Tuesday will be clear and sunny and breezy, but look at this, the dry air moves in. And Tuesday, we're 94 degrees. That's going to be a near record, so it's going to be pretty hot on Tuesday. And then it backs off, it cools down by Thursday, and Friday as a weak frontal boundary slides through. And we're looking at near average warmth and near average temperatures and beautiful weather for the back end of the week as we go through Nyosa. Nyosa begins on Tuesday, I believe. And the weather should cooperate, should be beautiful. Get ready for that. Any Fiesta activities as well around San Antonio and around South Texas. Luis, any rain tomorrow night? Yes, we will get to that in just a little bit. And give me a few minutes and we'll dive into those details. 78 right now, southeast winds 14 miles an hour. What that's doing is it's driving in more moisture, and that's going to set up the stage for some light rain overnight. Now, I know it is 8 o'clock. This is just a previous graphic I made. But look at this. Monday, at the very bottom of your screen, it says 85 degrees, and you can see that rain icon. Now, any rain that moves in tomorrow in the morning and even during the afternoon, it's all going to be light, like sprinkles, mist, light rain. It's because of this right here. A returning southeast wind from the Gulf of Mexico, driving in more humidity, and this is why you can see a little bit more green at the surface on these dew points. San Antonio, it's not humid. It feels actually really nice outside. But what that's going to do is set up a kind of gray, gloomy, damp start to your morning on Monday. So tomorrow morning, if you're getting out early between about 6 and 8 a.m., if you're driving to work, going to school, going out to Fiesta, doing whatever you're doing tomorrow morning, just drive safe. It's not going to be a washout, but there will be light rain, some patchy fog, and very cloudy skies around tomorrow morning. Now, see, by about 4 and 5 o'clock, we get up to 85. It's going to be a warm and muggy day, but still decent, I mean, weather-wise. Not terribly hot, right? And then by 6 and 7 p.m., we'll see a few breaks in the clouds. So, if you are going out to the Texas Cavaliers River Parade tomorrow night, downtown San Antonio, you are fine. It's going to be quiet. It's going to be clear. And any rain that develops tomorrow will be in the morning and the late night hours. Now, notice out west, there is a few storms erupting out near Sonora, out west of San Angelo, and these are close to severe. Matter of fact, you can see west of Sonora on I-10, on Highway 190 and Texas 137, there is a storm out there, and that's far removed from our area, right? I mean, I'll just zoom out. I'll show you San Antonio, like bottom, bottom, like right side of your screen. It's quiet, it's clear in our area, right? But these storms should remain well away from us. They're going to rain out as the sun sets and we lose energy in the atmosphere. But I mean, just something to keep in mind if you're traveling to West Texas tonight, or if you have any family heading in this direction on I-10 west of Rock Springs. And I'll stop the clock right there. At this hour, that's where the heaviest activity is, and it should remain out there. And again, a lot of this should weaken on approach towards San Angelo and Sonora and the hill country. But these are moving in this direction. This happens a lot this time of year, especially in the spring and the summer, where storms develop along that dry boundary out west. You got humidity clashing, you got dry air clashing, you got heating temperatures in the 80s and 90s this time of year, and they just all sum up to storms out in West Texas. But these are not going to make it anywhere near San Antonio. We will stay clear and quiet tonight, so prepare for that. It's going to be a beautiful night if you have any plans this evening. But something to keep an eye on. I mean, we're just watching these cells very closely. And again, they are going to stay out west. But, I mean, notice, you can see these radar returns right there, north of I-10. That is pink on the reflectivity, and that's a pretty strong and tall thunderstorm. Matter of fact, let me see if I can slice this open. I can't. It has to be sweeping radar. Give me 1 second. Let's do this one more time, guys. Hayden asks, when does hurricane season start? And do you think it'll be bad since the Atlantic had early Saharan dust back in January? So hurricane season begins on June 1st, Hayden. And so what really influences hurricane season before we get to this right here is the large-scale pattern, what we know as El Nino and La Nina. If we are in a La Nina, that means less wind shear in the Atlantic. That's just a rule of thumb with La Nina. And what that means is more amplified hurricane activity. But El Nino, on the other hand, will actually mean more wind shear in the Atlantic and less hurricane activity. Just keep those in mind. Now, in the last couple of months, we've been trending towards a neutral pattern for El Nino and La Nina, meaning it looks like it's going to be an average, typical hurricane season, which doesn't mean a lot, right? I mean, it can go either way depending on what kind of pattern's in place. But, you know, when we talk about the forecast, and anytime you see extended forecast for hurricane season, they look at La Nina, El Nino, along and amongst other global large-scale patterns. But right now, it looks like it's going to be a typical hurricane season. And when we say typical, average is about 12 named storms, 6 to 7 hurricanes. Of those 6 to 7, 3 could be major. So an average hurricane season is about 12 named storms in total. And yeah, so again, depending on what kind of pattern we lean towards by, let's say, June and July, we'll have more of an influence on what kind of tropical activity we could see. But back here at home, let's talk. I get distracted by that. But it's a good question. That's a great question. So again, let me just see if I can turn off this type of radar, put on sweeping radar. So now you can kind of get an idea right here. Let me see if I can slice this open. So on I-10, you'll notice where this activity is at, and this storm just west of the hill country, away from San Antonio. The height of this storm is 30 to 40,000 feet. So, I mean, it's growing, and the Weather Service has issued a warning for that particular spot along I-10, but that should remain, again, away from San Antonio. Matter of fact, it is clear, it is quiet, and we are looking at a beautiful pattern in store for tonight. But notice where that storm was at, far west Texas. That's where any type of severe weather that forms tonight will remain out there. Now, for tomorrow night especially, that kind of activity can make its way towards San Antonio, but it looks like it's mainly going to be after 10 and 11 p.m. and more importantly, after the River Parade, the Texas Cavaliers River Parade. So let's walk you through it. So tomorrow morning, guys, if you have plans to get out tomorrow morning, it's looking like mostly clouds, light rain, mist, drizzle, kind of an ugly start to your Monday. First Monday of April, by the way. And then towards the afternoon, it kind of clears out. And we might even see some sunshine, temperatures near 85 tomorrow afternoon. And if you're going to the River Parade, downtown San Antonio, it looks fine. We'll see a few clouds overhead and even some sunshine peeking through those clouds. But after 10 p.m., we'll have to watch the radar very closely. So notice on the right side of your screen, top right, this is Monday, 10 p.m., and then 10:30, 11 p.m., 11:30 p.m., midnight, right there, 12:30 a.m. and 1 a.m. So take this with a grain of salt because the timing could fluctuate a little bit in the next coming hours as we get more model runs in, as we get more data in. But this particular forecast model, this is the IBM model. You know, when we're forecasting, we look at, you know, several high-resolution models in the short term. Like this is the IBM. There's the HRRR model. There's the NAM model, and there's other models that we keep a close eye on. So. And I do want to mention that this forecast model, at least as of the last 6 hours, has been the most aggressive at hinting at storm development late tomorrow night after 11 p.m. through the overnight hours around San Antonio. So this is about midnight to 1 a.m. tomorrow morning, not tomorrow morning, late Monday night, early Tuesday morning. And you can see maybe a rumble of thunder, maybe some localized heavy rain, but it's going to be brief. Flooding will not be an issue pre-dawn Tuesday morning. And notice this will be a wave of energy that just passes through in the overnight hours while you're sleeping early Tuesday. And then the activity backs off by about rush hour, and by sunrise Tuesday morning, this activity is east and southeast away from us and towards the coastal bend, towards Houston and Galveston. So Tuesday will be sunny, but it's really in those overnight hours between Monday night, 11 p.m., and early Tuesday morning at about 6 a.m., about 7 to 8 hours, where we could see a few storms ignite out west and progress farther east towards San Antonio. But if you have any questions about that, let me know. And also the Cavaliers River Parade tomorrow night. Big parade. First big parade of Fiesta, right? And a few clouds, mild. And depending on how fast the clouds clear out tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, we may even be mostly clear. But regardless, 70s, 80s tomorrow night, light wind 5 to 10 miles an hour, and most importantly, dry for tomorrow night. But after 11 p.m., have your radar app handy, have it out if you're staying out late tomorrow night, because keeping a close eye on radar, which we will do as well. But if you have your radar in your hand tomorrow night, late after 11, you'll see a few storms start to develop out west. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that. Happy Sunday again, Shell. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Hey there, Teresa. So yeah, that's the lowdown, the rundown on the rain Monday night late after 11 p.m. So if you have plans any at all this week, it looks gorgeous, but Tuesday hot. 94 degrees on Tuesday. It's going to be summer-like, and temperatures will be about, let's say, 16 degrees above normal Tuesday afternoon. It's going to be hot. It's going to be summer-like. So best chance at rain tomorrow, light rain in the morning, dry in the afternoon and evening, and storms late at night into early Tuesday morning in the overnight hours. The majority of Tuesday will be clear and sunny, but it's before sunrise on Tuesday. Some of those storms will get going and move from west to east around South Texas. Wednesday and Thursday, we actually cool down. So a weak boundary will work through Wednesday morning. And what that will do is actually kind of cool things off. So Monday into Tuesday, clear skies, at least into Tuesday morning and Tuesday afternoon. That's going to help heat things up. 94 degrees on Tuesday. And then a weak front Wednesday morning, that backs off the temperatures a little bit. And then we'll drop into the 70s, which is about right for this time of year. Early April, we should be around 78 to 79, and we'll be seasonal Thursday, Friday, which is perfect for Niosa weather. So good news on that front. Saturday and Sunday, beautiful weather. So if you have any plans for the second weekend of April, looks good, looks really good, guys. So nice stretch of weather after tomorrow, but the most part of tomorrow is just clouds, scattered rain in the morning, very light activity, and then a few storms late at night after 11 p.m. into early Tuesday. So again, it's not going to be a whole lot of activity, and it mostly will be in the overnight hours, pre-dawn Tuesday morning before sunrise. Why is Cotulla hotter than everywhere else? Great question, Lucky. So the reason why, and I'll have to bring out two maps for you. So anywhere southwest of San Antonio, down I-35 towards the Rio Grande, is usually hotter than San Antonio. Reason being is because of proximity to the Gulf of Mexico. So you see those little moving arrows from the Gulf of Mexico? Those are those southeast winds. Those crank in humidity. Those transport moisture from the Gulf and bring up the dew point. And you can see the dew point right now, 54 degrees. It's near 70 in Beeville and George West. So it's very tropical towards the coast. But notice out west from Del Rio to Carrizo Springs to Cotulla, the air is a bit more dry. Now, not at this hour, but when you get heating during the day and the air temperature and the dew point kind of stray away from each other, the air gets drier. And typically anywhere west of I-37 and west of I-35, the air is more desert-like. The air is drier. There's not as much humidity around Cotulla, around Pearsall, around Eagle Pass and Del Rio. What that means is if there's less humidity in the air at a particular location, that helps temperatures rise faster. Humidity will make it feel hotter, but the air temperature won't actually get hotter, if that makes sense. That's why we have to account for the heat index during the spring and summertime. The heat index is the feels like temperature. So air temperature might be about 90 degrees sometime this week, right? If humidity is high, if the dew point's around, let's say 60 or 70, the heat index or the feels like temperature will be around 97, 98, because the humidity makes the air feel hotter than the actual air temperature. But to answer your question, the air gets hotter in Cotulla, in Pearsall, in Uvalde, in Eagle Pass, and Del Rio because there's not much humidity out there. It's more desert-like out there west of San Antonio, and that helps temperatures go faster up the thermometer and heats up faster, more efficiently anywhere west of San Antonio when the air is that dry. So, I mean, you can see, like right here, how humid it is between Port Lavaca, George West, and just east of Cotulla. But anywhere west of Hondo and Uvalde, you can see the dew points are in the 40s. So the lower the dew point, the faster the air temperature will rise. The higher the dew point, the slower the air temperature will rise. It's kind of an inverse relationship, but because of the air and how dry it is out west and the lack of humidity, that's what helps temperatures go faster up to the 90s and near 100. So whenever you look at the temperature map anytime this year or even during the summertime, you'll actually see San Antonio and Beeville, George West will typically be in like the lower to middle 90s, but the air temperature will get hotter out west because the air is drier, and you'll see numbers like 100 to 105 from Cotulla to Carrizo Springs to Eagle Pass to Del Rio. It's always anywhere south and west of San Antonio where the air is more dry and helps temperatures get hotter faster. Hey there, Paul. Yeah, we are still looking at some rain. So we'll end off on this. So tomorrow night, mainly after the river parade, there is a chance at rain. And you'll see tomorrow morning, scattered activity, light rain as you get your Monday morning started, very light activity, nothing heavy, nothing severe tomorrow morning. And then for the river parade, between about, let's say, afternoon and evening, it's partly to mostly cloudy to even mostly clear. So tomorrow night looks fine for the river parade. But after 11 p.m., we'll have to watch very closely for some of that activity to move in from west to east. And it's mainly in the overnight hours between midnight and 7 a.m. early Tuesday morning. So again, if you're going to the river parade tomorrow, you are fine. It's going to be partly to mostly cloudy, clear skies by about 9 and 10, and quiet conditions. So one enough on this, guys. Have a wonderful night. Yeah, Lucky, no problem. If you have any other questions about the weather, let me know. I'm always here. I like talking about the weather, so it's always fun. But yeah, you have a great evening as well, Lucky. Yeah, it's usually just because of how dry the air is. You'll also notice San Antonio is closer to the Gulf, which is more access to humidity. But anytime you in the springtime or in the summertime, when we hit like 90 to 95, the air is more dry north into Austin, into Dallas, into Oklahoma. So sometimes in the spring and summertime, you'll notice the air temperature will actually get hotter anywhere north of San Antonio. And you'll think, well, I mean, it's summertime, it's usually hotter down south. Well, Texas is different, and the Gulf of Mexico has a big influence on temperature-wise and how efficiently the air can rise and how efficiently the air can cool. So, yeah, the humidity has a big part on the actual air temperature, and the drier the air, the more fast it warms up, and that's why areas west of San Antonio typically get hotter in terms of actual air temperature at this time of year in the afternoons. So, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no problem, Paul. Again, if you have any questions, yeah. What about allergens? Oh man, I was sneezing a lot earlier today. Like when I got into work, I was sneezing uncontrollably because of this right here. The oak pollen, 640 on the oak count. Mold, grass, hackberry, all light. Grass is actually new to the pollen count today, and that's because it is grass season. So you'll notice at the bottom of your screen, mold is, annual, it's year round. But grass typically happens between April and June. Hackberry between March and April. Oak is between now and April. I mean, March and April. I forget it's April already. And then mountain cedar begins from December to February. So we're out of mountain cedar season. We're in oak season, hackberry season, and then grass season is next. And then after that to ragweed, pigweed, and then again mold is year round. But yeah, so there is the current oak count, 640. It was at 1,200 yesterday. But despite being down, a lot of folks are, reacting to it. I mean, I saw so much oak pollen on the ground today. We talked about this earlier. I went to the dog park, and it was just everywhere. The oak trees were just dropping so much of those catkins, those tassels, those oak tassels, and you could see them anywhere on the street. If you go outside right now, you'll most likely see oak pollen, those catkins on the ground. I mean, at the park, anywhere on the grass, because they're just dropping like flies. That's why the oak's very high. It's heavy on this Sunday night. All right, guys, let's end off on this. The Texas Cavalier River Parade. It'll be dry. It'll be fine. 70s and 80s tomorrow night. Perfect for Monday evening plans, especially if you're going to the River Parade. It should stay dry. And most rain will hold off until after 11 p.m., after midnight. And then in the overnight into early Tuesday, that's our best chance at rain and a few storms here in San Antonio and around the South Texas area. All right, guys, beautiful weather on tap for your first week of April. Hot, just plain hot Tuesday. 84 on Wednesday, 70s on Thursday and Friday. Cooler by the end of the week for Niosa. So I would recommend, Thursday, Friday, beautiful Fiesta weather, especially if you're heading out to Niosa, Market Square, if you're going to the carnival, if you're going to, anywhere. There's just so many events during Fiesta. But yeah, Niosa starts Tuesday, goes through Friday, I believe, and Thursday and Friday, just gorgeous weather for Fiesta. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions, and if you do, and we get off, shoot me a message on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Feel free to add me on those platforms. I'll be here for the next several hours. We will go on live here at Ken's 5 after the Grammys, which will be about 10:30, I think. So we'll have the latest on weather, the forecast, local news, sports, everything you need to know here on Ken's 5 later on tonight after the Grammys. So tune in. If not, we'll see you tomorrow. And I'll be here tomorrow night to cover some of the rain. But again, the River Parade tomorrow night, fine. You are going to see quiet weather for tomorrow evening. But it's just really late in the overnight hours where we could see a few storms move in between midnight and 7 a.m. early Tuesday morning. All right, guys, have a wonderful night and have a great Sunday. Have a great week and stay safe. Josiah, anything exciting weather-wise for Bulverde? Let's see. I mean, you know, Bulverde is not too far from San Antonio, right? So, I mean, weather-wise, pretty quiet. I love when you guys ask me questions. It keeps me motivated to stay on here longer. All right, so again, it's clear, guys. I mean, or anywhere around our area, if you're watching from Corpus Christi, if you're watching from Brownsville, if you're watching from Houston, it's quiet. But if you are, for some reason, if you're from Del Rio or from Eagle Pass or from the Hill Country, you may see some of this activity move in your direction. But you'll notice the trend of things. I mean, these storms are kind of like dying out, right? They're just kind of fizzling off. But if you're watching from Eagle Pass and Del Rio and you look in your western sky, I know it's past sunset now, but you might even see some tall clouds out there. But a lot of that is dissipating. The most recent and activity right now, before I get off, guys, is right here. It's west of the Hill Country. I really wish I could move my camera. There we go. Perfect, perfect. So you can see near Big Lake and near I-10 southeast of Crane on Highway 190. There's a pretty strong thunderstorm out there. That's off the dry line, and typically when these storms erupt in the afternoon and late in the evening, they start to die off because of the loss of daytime heat. They don't have any heat in the afternoon to keep them going, and at nighttime it cools down, so that typically decays thunderstorms. But if you're watching from San Angelo, if you're watching from the Northern Hill Country, some of this could make its way towards you near El Dorado. I mean, again, these will dissipate gradually, but anywhere near this area, north of I-10 near San Angelo, some of these storms could affect you. But again, that's outside our viewing area. And that's the closest action, guys. There's not much happening right now, and San Antonio will stay quiet tonight. So we'll keep a close eye on everything, but it is going to stay clear tonight. Let's back off and show you this right here. All right, so let's just get off, and I'm getting one last question about the time of rain coming in tomorrow. So Diane, just to reiterate things, tomorrow morning, cloudy, gray, gloomy, scattered light rain, nothing heavy tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon and evening, partly cloudy, sunny, highs near 85. If you're going to the River Parade, you are good to go. If anyone's going to the River Parade, if you're just tuning in, you're wondering, when is it going to rain? Is the rain going to damper on any Fiesta plans? No, it will not. Tomorrow night, between 5 and 11 p.m., it should be quiet. A few clouds overhead, and even mostly clear in some spots. But after 11 p.m. tomorrow night, we'll have to watch very closely for a few storms, and I'll actually go through this one more time. So if you're watching from San Antonio, if you're going to the parade tomorrow night, if you are going to Fiesta tomorrow evening, you are fine. So look at the timestamp, upper right-hand corner, right over there. It is 8:30 tomorrow night. It's clear, it's quiet, no rain around. But after 11 p.m., watch that. We'll have to watch very closely for any storms that develop out west and move east down I-10, and this will happen around 1:30 Tuesday morning. So not tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning, after the River Parade. And this progresses farther east down I-10, and after about sunrise Tuesday morning, it is all out, and it is sunny. So to just go over things one more time, the parade tomorrow night, fine. But it's the overnight hours between Monday night, midnight, and Tuesday morning sunrise where we have that 50% chance at more storms and showers. But Tuesday looks great. And 94 degrees, 84 on Wednesday, 78 on Thursday, and cool weather on tap for the rest of the week. So if you're going to Naosa, gorgeous weather. Mornings by Thursday and Friday will be in the 50s and 40s. Really nice, but yeah, 70s waiting for us for the end of the week, for the first week of April. looks pretty good. But yeah, Tuesday will be near record heat, 94 degrees. We should not be hot this time of year, but it will be hot Tuesday. But have an umbrella handy for tomorrow morning. Light rain in the morning, dry in the afternoon and evening, and then late after midnight, a few storms moving through San Antonio. All right, guys, have a wonderful Sunday night. We'll be on live on KENS 5 after the Grammys, so tune in to KENS 5 around 10:30 this evening for the latest on local news, weather, sports, and all that good stuff. So we'll have the latest info later on tonight. Have a wonderful Sunday night, guys, and stay safe.